Shawnna, what is your favorite thing about living in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
My favorite thing about living in Tulsa is the sense of community that we have. I grew up in a small town, and Tulsa, you have all of the big city amenities, but that small town vibe, and I love the community that we have here.
Where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Bartlesville, about 45 minutes away, so not very far. But to me, growing up in Bartlesville, that felt like a very, very small town. So moving to Tulsa really opened my eyes to a lot of things.
I know when I think of Bartlesville, because honestly, I don't think I've been there in 10 years. And I think I maybe have only been there once. But like you said, it's only 45 minutes away, right?
Yeah, and it's a really, really sweet town.
Mm-hmm. Frank Lloyd Wright has some buildings there, doesn't he?
Yeah, so the Price Tower is one that he built. He has a couple of homes there too. But funny story, I was a waitress there when they turned it into a hotel and restaurant, and so that was a fun experience. I may not have been the best waitress ever, but it was definitely a fun learning experience getting to work there.
Were you a teenager? Like, were you in high school?
No, I was a grown up.
Well,
I was in my
previously-
early 20s. Yeah. So, yeah, they had a whole renovation of it. But
Yeah, because you've done a lot before you were in real estate. You were in the restaurant business, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And so you've done a lot with some of the local restaurants here and like designing them too. Like, what are some of the ones that you've worked for?
So I worked for a company, Smalley Equipment. It's no longer here, but they would put together everyone's kitchens and lots of vent hoods. So there was a lot of, especially when the restaurant scene kind of started booming. And I was fortunate enough to work with a couple of local restaurants here for their first openings as well.
Cool. So this podcast is for our viewers that are for my YouTube channel, Living in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Right.
And they always get to see Tulsa and the surrounding suburbs through my eyes. So the idea of this is to bring in some people that I think are absolutely amazing, and I value their opinion and their insight, and letting people see Tulsa through other people's eyes.
You chose me?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
You're my first guest.
I love it.
Which Shawnna is one of my partners. We work together. She is an amazing human. She is also a movie star. She starred on Hulu's First Time Home Buyer, which was sponsored by the NAR. But you look her up, Shawnna Summers, you look up the Hulu First Time Home Buyers, and she is on there, and she is absolutely amazing. So amazing real estate agent, amazing person, one of the best people I know. So I'm so glad that she is my first guest.
Thank you, Sabrina.
And to see
all of
Tulsa from
all
her
of those
eyes.
feelings are mutual.
Yes, and she's my workout buddy and yoga buddy, but I've had to take a hiatus, hopefully not too much
Small little
longer.
leave. Yeah, we've got our headstands down, and it's been very lonely without you. Walking in that studio every day, and everyone says, "Where's your friend?" I have to tell one more person. Now I feel all lonely on the mat.
I know. I'm hoping, the doctor said 3 to 6 months before I had a car accident. Somebody plowed into me, and it is absolutely amazing that I am alive.
For sure.
Sure. It's completely amazing.
And it's amazing that you didn't even have a seatbelt bruise.
Yeah.
Or burns. Or what was really impressive was your ability to keep your eyelashes and you just looked perfect coming out of there, and then you were still going to try to just go to work in an hour. That was probably definitely shock, but
Yeah, so. That was broken arrow. Whole different story. But so my yoga and workout routine is on hold for a while.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, that's some things that people want to know, where do you work out? Where do you do yoga? And I know you've done several yoga studios.
Yeah.
We're at Lifetime, and you love Lifetime, but tell me a little bit more about that.
So there's a big yoga community. When we went to that retreat, you got to meet a lot of people. So there's lots of yoga studios spread out through town, whether you're in South Tulsa or, close to downtown. I like Lifetime because it's kind of the whole package for me. And I really love hot yoga and really Christy.
Yeah, Christy's amazing.
Christy's amazing. So, like, once I took her class, I just was hooked from there. So, I think if she went somewhere else, then I would probably leave Lifetime for that. But yeah, there's lots of events, and they do a lot of yoga outside of just studios too. So, Be Love Yoga is one of my other favorites. So, yeah.
And then Raven Nation is
Nicole. Yeah, so
is-
she teaches at Be Love as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went to Raven Nation. It was Nicole's retreat, and Nicole's amazing. So,
And that was in Canebrake in Wagner.
Yep.
And that was about a 45-minute drive, right?
Yeah, and it was like right on the lake. So I love Tulsa because we're in this little valley, but we're surrounded by water, and water is my thing. I like to be around water, but you've got lakes, several lakes that are, within an hour and a half drive, and lots to do if you're an outdoorsy person. So you're always just really close to something fun to do.
Yeah, you can get on a boat, anytime.
Yep.
I have friends that have boats.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the
Yeah.
rear to,
Yeah.
get them
I'm
in
not
the
on
water.
that boat level yet.
Yeah.
Not there.
So I like to ride, and
We like to decorate boats. I don't want to be in charge of one or pay the insurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is fun.
And they're doing the whole renovation on Riverside
Yes.
too, and so that's going to be a whole thing.
That is
Pretty
going to be
soon.
amazing. That is so exciting.
So I've heard kayaking will be there, and
And I think that's what we've always missed. Like in Tulsa, like you said, you love being around the water. Like, I think that there's like notable studies that, being around water like helps your mental state. It helps you relax. It, de-stresses you. Like it's just good for you. So I think that is something that Tulsa, like we have the Riverwalk, we have Riverside, which, we're by our Arkansas River, but I'm just surprised it hasn't been more developed, but we're really starting to see that develop now.
yeah, the Gathering Place definitely opened some doors. I was asking people a few days ago what their favorite thing about Tulsa was, and almost I think all but 2 out of the 15 that I asked said the Gathering Place, which is really nice. I don't take advantage of it as much as I should, but
We need to plan work dates there sometimes.
Yeah, they have an amazing little area.
Yes, the lodge.
And free Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I think that the Gathering Place is pretty magical, just because George Kaiser is a truly like a human who just wants to give and give and give. And so his story behind that, the Gathering Place, wanting all income levels, everybody from Tulsa, from the surrounding areas, like to be able to come and gather.
Right.
And that has been, not only did he spearhead and, donate a huge portion of the money, but what I love about it is they funded the maintenance of it for 100 years because,
I never knew that.
Yeah, so gifts, people give gifts and then the city can't afford to keep them up.
Right.
So they go in disarray. So it is, it's gifted for the maintenance too. So when you go out there, I remember being out there and it was early in the morning and there was like dew on the seats and you had the workers like wiping the dew off like you would a country club.
Yeah.
And so anybody from any income level can go and enjoy like that beauty and that just amazing area. And it's actually one of the best world attractions like in the world. It's a world attraction.
Yeah,
Like,
it's on the top
amazing.
10.
Yeah, it's super cool. So the
impressive.
Gathering Place is something that is a joy for Tulsa. And do you think maybe, definitely a turning point, but it was starting, we were seeing Tulsa, downtown Tulsa do things before
A
that.
big revitalization of our city as a whole, I think.
Yeah, but that's the Gathering Place, definitely
Yeah.
amazing. And that's another
set
thing
the
that
tone.
Shawnna does. She has this little mic. Do you have it with you?
No.
Oh, she has this
Darn.
cute little mic. Well, you'll be on again.
Yeah. Forgot my mini mic.
And she'll go into, you'll go into Whole Foods.
Yeah, we got kicked out of Whole Foods yesterday, but we'll talk about that.
But you made it before and you didn't.
Yeah.
But she'll go and interview people and just put this little mini mic and they love it.
Yeah.
And ask what they think of Tulsa. And so that's been really fun for you.
Yeah, it's kind of fun getting feedback. I'm going to start asking what they hate about Tulsa. Just mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
To see what I I don't know, don't want to bring something down, but just to see what the least favorite thing is. But when I ask people that, their eyes light up because they really love to talk about our community, and I love that. So
I know. It is a really neat place. Some of my clients that have relocated here, they're like, Sabrina, stop making videos. We don't want everyone to know about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it is a little hidden gem. In fact, I was talking to somebody today from Canada. I was talking to somebody from Canada who is moving over here, a cute couple. And they're like, yeah, we want to hurry up and get out there before everyone finds out about it.
Right.
And so it is something that people that have discovered it feel.
Yeah.
So they definitely feel like it's a hidden gem.
yeah, I've had a lot of clients that have moved here, and they all just love the easy way of life and how nice everyone is. And so it's really nice to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can definitely have a conversation. And that's why I tell people, like, if you're in the checkout line, be prepared to have a conversation. Someone's going to compliment your hair. Someone's going to compliment your outfit. You should probably give some compliments because, you want to feel nice. Like, that's going to happen. So people will talk to you. People are friendly.
We're all going to make eye contact. It's funny. I have a client who they bought this gorgeous house in Swan Lake, and they moved here from California. And they've been there about a year, and now they want to move because they feel like everyone's too nosy. They're like, something's going on in Swan Lake because I'm out working in my flowers, and everybody's like, hey, Sarah, how are you today? And it's weird. I don't know how they know my name. And, I was like, well, even if we move somewhere else,
Yeah.
and someone's probably going to say hi if you're working in your yard. But I was like, that's just a Oklahoma thing, honey.
Yeah, you're going to get to know your neighbors.
Yeah.
They're going to bring
for
you
sure.
cookies or pie or something. I mean, plan on, you can't really go incognito, I don't think.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah. Now, you did mention, like, you were going to start asking people, like, what do they hate about Tulsa? Because we want people to know the good, bad, and the ugly. I mean, it's not perfect.
Right.
So what is your least favorite thing about Tulsa?
Oh, my least favorite thing. That's actually a really hard question. I feel like I've seen a big influx of the homeless community. Kind of, there's just a lot going on. I wish that there was something or some way that we could all pull together to help fix that. And it makes my heart really sad when I see, tents and people on the streets. And I appreciate that the city made them start wearing vests and that we're giving them vests. But, I feel like that's just not even trying to fix the problem. And I know that in any metropolitan area, we're going to see that. But I just feel like it's became
Nationwide, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
something
just-
that,
it's really,
and I think a lot of it is, we know research, a lot of it
Right.
is mental health.
right.
And so just having those resources
Sure.
available, which downtown Tulsa, what do we have? We have John 3:16.
There's a couple of them. I think it just, maybe everyone wearing the right vest has just brought it more
Yeah,
attention to
to
my
where-
eyes now. I don't know. I just feel like it's gotten pretty bad. I feel like there's more that we could all do. So,
What is something that you could do? Like if you wanted to just make a small difference, like what's something you could do?
you just find an organization that you like and volunteer or donate. My kids and I will, when it's hot, we take people bottles of water, and that's not really even maybe helping the problem, but I think showing people that they're cared about and that someone's thinking about them. If you're giving them a cookie, or the other day, Felicia and I were leaving downtown, and a guy was like, I just want some change. And I emptied out my change jar for him. And I did that because I saw probably 5 people just walk by him. And it just, I'm kind of a mushy person though. And it just really hurt my heart. So, just something small, because it's much bigger than me. So,
Yeah, but something small. I mean, everyone, small things over time lead to massive results, So I think, can we solve the problem? No. Can you help? Like, everyone can help a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Maybe just like one area where they can all be.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, let's move on to happier topics.
okay. I know that made me sad. Like really sad.
Okay. If you could wave a magic wand and live in any neighborhood that you wanted to live,
Okay.
what would be your dream neighborhood?
I love Florence Park. We had a little house over there once, and I just loved it. It's such a, older homes, and it's really a cute little sweet neighborhood. I always considered myself a Midtown person, and a couple of years ago, we left Midtown for the schools to go out south. And I went kicking, and I had never lived anywhere past 41st Street. I came straight from Bartlesville to like 11th and Harvard, and I didn't really shop, and I just never really went past. I would say 51st was a stretch, so I was very much that Midtown person. And now that I'm out south, of course, I love it. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I would, at some point in my life, I'm going to go back, when I don't have to, have a bunch of kids.
But that's something, and truly,
Yeah.
that is, kind of a life cycle we see.
Yeah.
If you are, single, or married or with somebody and don't have kids,
Yeah.
You might really embrace that Midtown lifestyle. And then once you have kids and you want them in public school, oftentimes people will move out to the suburbs.
Absolutely.
And specifically, tell us about your suburb and in the kids' school district and
Yeah.
why you chose that.
So we have been through every school district. So we were in private school, and the Catholic school was a great community. It was amazing. It just got expensive because we have an army of children. And so then we were in TPS, and for what my children needed, and especially with Penny's hearing impairment and things, we chose Jinx. And it has just been game changer for us. And I love everything about the schools there. But Union was also nice. We kind of, when we moved out south the first time, the boundaries changed right between our closing, and we were really close. So we just decided to stay there. And if we would have been a block over, we would have been in Jinx. But so we gave Union a shot, and it was okay. But again, just looking for a school that would handle a very specific thing for Penny and a deaf program, hearing impaired program. So that's what led us over to Jinx, and it has been remarkable. For Penny went up 4 reading levels within the first 6 months of being at that school.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and I think a lot of it has to do with parent involvement. Parent involvement at any school is going to change everything. It's going to help teachers. You were an educator, and so there's a lot of parent support that I see. So,
Yeah, I think Jinx is definitely known for their parent support. I know that we have to be, as realtors,
Right.
what we can say about schools
Right.
is, very limited. That's one of the things that I don't really love. So, but I know niche.com ranks Jinx as the #1 school in athletics.
Yep.
And, one of the top 10 districts in Oklahoma. And people come from,
I have someone coming just for Jinx.
Yes.
Moving from Kansas.
Yeah.
So
Even all over the world. I know that probably sounds very dramatic.
Right.
But there is a population that seeks Jinx out.
Yeah.
And
they probably want their kids to play college football. Football is a thing here,
yes, football is a big thing here. It's not, what do they call it? Is it Texas? What's that show that was on Texas Lights or something? What was
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, yeah. That happens here too.
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights is a thing here. We don't have the huge, massive stadiums, but Jinx is pretty massive.
Union
is massive.
a massive stadium. Yeah.
Owasso.
They have a big stadium, not like Union Stadium.
Yeah,
is
Union's is, we've got we're pretty serious about the football.
Yeah.
And, we're great in fine arts, at band. Broken Arrow has an amazing
Yeah, they were like at the
band.
Rose Bowl and stuff,
Yes,
right?
yeah. Like, and Jinx, I know, has a really great band too, performing arts. I mean, and that's the thing, there's small schools and there's big schools. At the big schools, there is something for everybody.
Right.
I mean, you have I think even the smaller schools have coding. I'm trying to think of something unique, like the Latin Club. Jinx has the Latin Club. And it's probably one of the only school districts that offers Latin, not online, but an actual in-person
Right.
Latin teacher.
Yeah.
So great school.
Yeah.
And you,
We love it.
and what school do you mind saying what school your kids go
No,
to?
my kids are, so we finally found a house in Miracle Mile, which is like a,
Yes, talk about Miracle Mile.
okay, so Miracle Mile is the mile around Jinx Southeast. And I think some people they will say something else, but it's a mile around Jinx Southeast Elementary. So there's northwest and then south and then southeast. And southeast is at 101st and Yale. So all of those little neighborhoods there are considered Miracle Mile because there's there are no apartments around it, and it's just a mostly homeowners and just a really nice, tight little community. I say the community a lot, don't I? Community over there.
You say the things that
Yeah,
you mean,
community,
and
yeah.
it just is.
Yeah, so I'm in Wexford, and I love Wexford because the houses, when you think of Jinx prices, they're not, $800,000. You can still buy a home, $500,000 to $700,000, and it's really big trees, and when you drive down my street, it's got the little brick paves, and it's just really pretty. And everybody goes out of their way to decorate for Christmas, and Halloween is the spot to be, and so it's just a nice little area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Big lots.
Yeah, what size lots are those
I'm on
on
an
average?
acre.
An acre.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that you were
Yeah.
on an acre.
Yeah, most of it is concrete because of the pool. But
She lives in an atrium.
yeah, I have a lot of plants.
She is actually, you're healing one of my plants.
Yeah, she's doing so good. I had to take her to Southwoods because I thought I'll just change the dirt, but she had a nest of gnats.
Aw.
So I took her to Southwoods. She got a little
Yeah.
hospital care there, and she's bright and has new blooms. It's amazing.
I can't wait to see
I
her.
know. I'm so proud of her. She's like, hang in there, girl. So,
It's a very special plant, and Shawnna is the only person I would trust to take it over.
yeah, when I went in there, I was like, listen. And the guy was like, we can just do a switcheroo. And I was like, she will know. We're not doing a switcheroo. You have to help me save this guy. So luckily, they don't even, it's actually Southwoods didn't even have him.
Really?
So, yeah. So
What kind of plant is it? I don't even know.
I forgot. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Oh, and let's talk about Southwoods. I mean, Southwoods is, a staple. One of your favorite places to hang out.
Yeah, if I'm having a bad day, I will go to Southwoods. So Southwoods is a nursery, and they have plants, and
They have
will-
jazz.
They have so much stuff, and they will. If you're not into doing your own yard, they have people that will come out and design all of your landscaping. But they have indoor plants, outdoor plants, house plants, lawn decorations, anything you can think of. But what I love them, if I buy something there, I just take it back in, and they will repot it as it needs to get bigger. And if I have a sick plant, even if I didn't buy it there, everyone in there is so smart. So smart, and they just heal it and know what to do, and and they have fun stuff during the summer too. So
They teach you how to, what do? They do the Christmas centerpieces,
Yeah.
where they have classes for that.
Yeah.
I was there one time, and there was literally a jazz musician playing.
yeah,
It was so cool.
Mother's Day, you can go in and they give all the moms a plant, and so I always love going on Mother's Day because you see the whole family out there taking mom shopping. And that all of those, my kids have to do it anyway. They're going to be helping me put the pansies in the dirt because it's Mother's Day. So it's always a really fun day to see everybody at Southwoods. It's packed. You have to park at Home
Yes.
Depot to get in there.
But worth the walk, worth parking at Home Depot.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Southwoods is, I would say that's my favorite nursery.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
There's another one in Broken Arrow, but she's small. But she has, gosh, I forgot the name. That's awful. But she has a lot of just like one of a kind, more houseplants.
So, the idea on this podcast, and you and I kind of talked about it, is having like a part 2 to where we're out in the field. So like the things that we're talking about, we get video of. So be on the lookout. Like make sure that you
are we going to house shop
subscribe.
or plant shop?
We're going to go to Southwoods. We're going to go to the places
excited.
that we're talking about. We're going to go to Florence Park.
Yeah.
The best neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the Gathering Place. So we're going to take this podcast and kind of intertwine it so you guys can see what we're actually talking about. So not only, because now you're just hearing us talking and seeing us talking,
Right.
which has to be so interesting.
Right.
But we want to show you, not just tell you. So
I love that.
yeah. So in my mind, it's working really great.
Yeah.
The execution, we'll see how, that goes, because I mean, that'll be a whole half a day.
Yeah.
At least, but I think it would be really fantastic.
That'd be great. Go to all my favorite places.
Yeah.
Love it.
So then speaking of favorite places, as an adult,
Okay.
what is your favorite place to go in Tulsa as an adult?
I feel like my life has really evolved to what it's different than what it was 7 years ago,
Right.
of course,
Of course.
So like the favorite things that I would have loved then to now, I still love, my favorite thing used to be to just like go to Utica Square and go to my favorite restaurant and have some cocktails and then, would do a tour de Tulsa where I go to all my favorite restaurants and eat just something. So I think my favorite thing, I still love going to Turkey Mountain and just getting out there and kind of hiking around with the kids, and they still like to explore and get on the trails and just, go to the Gathering Place and go walk around. There's a lot more trails than people really realize that there are. And so that's still kind of one of my favorite things to do. I do love Turkey Mountain. Other than get out and like the restaurant scene. And,
Which that's so fun too.
It is fun.
Did you know Turkey Mountain has yoga on the lawn?
What?
Yeah.
No.
We need to do it sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't forget, like Guthrie Green is doing the.
Yes.
Nicole's doing church yoga on Easter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's at a Guthrie Green, which is another.
Yes.
That's
Guthrie
really
Green's
fun.
great.
So yoga at Turkey Mountain. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Yep. I mean, not in the winter,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in the spring.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. Now we'll go with kids. What's your favorite thing to do with kids in the
I
Tulsa
guess
area?
I kind of said that. With kids, go to Turkey Mountain.
Oh.
With the kids, we like museums. There's lots of museums here. So Philbrook is always one of
Yes.
our favorites. We love to go inside, and even though they've seen it a million times, there's always, something new that they pick out that's always been there. And we love to go outside and walk around by the pond, and in the fall they have the big pile of leaves, and the kids love, they won't rake leaves at my house, but they will rake that big pile of leaves, and then you roll in it and roll down the hill. And so Philbrook has kind of always been one of our little favorite places to go.
Philbrook is amazing. And that rolling hill does something for
hill.
your spirit. I
Yeah.
don't care if you're a kid
Yeah.
or you're an adult.
It's
Like
so
you have
fun.
to roll down the
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, I've rolled it several times, but
Yeah. It instantly elevates your
yeah,
mood.
they like to go find the cat.
There's like 1,000 cats. How many
Yeah.
cats do they have?
I think they have two.
Two?
Two
Okay.
or three, but there's always like other cats that kind of roam in. And the other place that we love is the botanical garden. It's really nice. It's nice around Christmas. It's nice in the spring. It's nice all the time, and they really do a good job keeping that up. I think my kids have kind of outgrew the zoo, but I know there's a lot of new things happening there.
Yeah.
So
I know. It's
we
been
have
a
like
while
a really
since I've
nice
been to the
zoo.
zoo. Yeah, it's a great zoo. We used to go all the time when they were little.
Yeah, it won like awards. And,
Yeah.
But as your kids grow older,
Yes.
you don't really
I know.
think about, and Oxley's out there. We went out there once and I got all of the kids back in the car and we were just covered in ticks, like little seed ticks. Like it was like we had walked into this whole nest. So I cannot talk them into going back out there, but Oxley has a really nice little area and it's all free.
Just bring your spray.
And bring your spray. Yeah, so if you're coming to Oklahoma, be prepared
Yeah.
for mosquitoes and ticks, and you're going to need the DEET. Don't try to get the stuff without it. It's not going to work. So
Our spiders are big.
spiders are big. Yeah, you're going to get brown recluse and,
Tarantulas.
oh my gosh, that spider that I went to open a door one time, just to open the door, and that tarantula was on the door. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, when I was driving out, because it was out, what is that, Keystone Lake I was driving to. The spiders were just walking across the street, like huge tarantulas, just walking. I've lived in Oklahoma 45 years, and I may have seen one or two, but that day I saw so many.
I think the past few years,
Yeah.
I need to look that up. Like, what is the scientific reasoning for that? Because I've seen so many tarantulas the past few years, like on my walks when I'm walking around the neighborhood. And I do not love them.
No, probably like with the cicada and the locust, because the big ones are coming like once every 300 years.
Yeah.
They're coming this year.
This year?
That's what Penny told me.
What season do they come?
I don't know.
And is cicadas just something, is that a nationwide thing or is that an
Yeah.
Oklahoma thing?
No, I think it's nationwide.
Nationwide.
But these, she said, and she probably heard it on TikTok, so who knows? But she said these things have been underground for 300 years and they are like rising from the dead and they are going to be serious. They are the biggest, I don't know.
We might have to have a
I haven't fact checked her, but
Yeah.
I've let her know that I will prepare myself for the return of the cicada.
Yes, I don't know how to quite prepare for that, but
I don't know.
what's your favorite suburb?
Jinx.
Yes.
Yes, I love what Jinx has done to downtown, and I was driving down there twice a day until Katie started driving, so I no longer drive to the high school every day, but it's just booming. There's a Lululemon
Yes.
on Main. There's really cute restaurants and the antique stores are still there, but it's really just grown into it's you can just see it. And there's like 3 builders that have their offices there. And so it's really turning out to be
I know.
something. I don't think people really realized, because it's weird. There's Jinx, but then like technically I have a Tulsa address.
Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
so the school district kind of moves out, but then Jinx itself, it's like a tiny little small town. It has its own little police station. It's really cute. But like, it's not like Broken Arrow. When you think of Broken Arrow is so big.
Yeah.
It's so massive to me. That's a really big, aside from the Rose District and everything, but Jinx is still just like this little cute town.
I know.
Yeah.
It is. I just read that they are trying to finalize an indoor farmers market.
Oh,
Would that not be awesome?
that would be fun. And Jinx?
Yes.
Oh.
At the 10 district.
That's nice, because they have probably the best farmers market, and they have the herb festival.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so they're trying really hard.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They are really trying. It's great. Shawnna is the shopping queen.
I do
Anything.
like to spend money.
Yes, she loves to shop. So, what is your favorite shopping place in Tulsa?
I like Utica Square a lot. It has all of the places. You can go to White House Black Market, and there's a Gap, and like furnishings and clothing and lunch. You can go down there, and even if you don't have $1 million to spend, you can feel like it. Like if I want to feel really good, like that day I called you in December, I love Christmas shopping down there. It's just a whole vibe. It's got everything that you need. And then if I want to feel, young, I'll go to Brookside. And again, there's a Lululemon there and, restaurants, and I can take the kids, and it's just fun. You can just walk up and down, and there's lots of shopping there. I only really go to the mall if I want to go to Dillard's, but my kids still like to go to the mall.
Isn't it crazy how much the mall has changed since we were younger?
Yeah. Like, my kids just want to go and walk around. And so I'm glad, like, that's still a thing, I guess, but I don't really let them go that much anymore. But yeah, it's just so heavy. There's a lot of heavy traffic. And when I shop, I don't want to shop indoors. I want to,
I know,
get out and walk around. And I always see someone that I know when I'm down there.
Square or Brookside,
Yeah, I always see someone that I know. So that's fun too.
Yeah, because Tulsa, even though the metro is like a million, it's still a very small town. So you are going to run into people that you know on the daily.
Yeah, and you're going to start making friends, and people will remember you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna think, oh, I live somewhere new and I don't have to wear makeup to the grocery store. Well, you do, because if you don't, you're gonna see someone. So
did you know that I met my husband at the grocery store?
stop. Tell me the story.
Yeah. So I went to Walmart.
Okay.
This is Sapulpa Walmart because I didn't want to put makeup on. I didn't want to
Right.
wear makeup. I didn't want to see anybody I know.
Right.
And my husband sees me in the meat section. I didn't see him. I didn't
Love
notice.
this so much.
He follows me out to the register, and then I guess follows me out to my car and asked me out. And he was a coach at the time for Sand Springs, football coach and teacher at Sand Springs, and met my husband at Walmart.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
So basically, Randy stalked you to your car, and you said yes.
Yes.
I love that.
I know.
That has.
So you
need some balls
just
to do
go to the store, go to the grocery store,
that. And you will meet your person.
Where do you go for groceries?
Well, until I got kicked out of Whole Foods the other day. No. Well, we've recently gone vegetarian, so now we're serious. But I like Sprouts. I like Whole Foods. We like Costco a lot. Fun fact, my husband actually does the shopping. I will go get things sometimes, but Eric really, because I cannot be trusted. If I walk in there, I'm just going to buy everything, but it's not going to be anything, serious. And I really like Reese's because it's locally owned as well, and they have a good selection of things. Walmart, Walmart's always there, but I really like Sprouts, and I like Whole Foods. I like to go into places that are gonna make me feel good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whole Foods, Trader Joe's.
I do like they have really, really good plants in there. Great plants, great fresh flowers. So if I want to get someone a gift, they always have eucalyptus and dried lavender. And so does Sprouts, Whole Foods. But Trader Joe's is it for if I want to go pick up some flowers. It's kind of where I go.
Yeah, I remember when that opened, and my sister and I were so excited.
Yeah.
And it was like, and still, if I go to Trader Joe's, I call my sister.
Right.
I'm like, do you want to go to Trader Joe's?
Right? I used to have a friend of mine when she would go to California, she would bring me back 2 Buck Chuck, and I don't know if you drink it. Of course, it may have been what put me into recovery. I don't know, but the 2 Buck Chuck was like this huge Magnum bottle of wine, and it's $2, and it's the Trader Joe's brand. No, actually, I think it's called 2 Buck Chuck, and so I loved that. It tasted terrible and probably full of sulfites and the worst hangover ever, but for $2, you can't beat it. And it makes a really mean sangria.
I've heard of something similar
Yeah.
from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know I mean, that was when I was, early 20s, but I was like, oh, on your way to Oklahoma, can you bring me some 2 Buck Chuck? So
we'll have to go in and see if they still have it.
yeah, see if they have the nice wine selection. Because we used to couldn't buy wine in our stores.
Yeah, I know that has been, how many years is that? 2, 3?
I think it's been, Oh, yeah, it's been right at 6 because it was right when I
6?
got sober.
Okay.
Like, of course.
Yeah.
Now we're going to change the laws. You can, like, go to Walgreens and buy Prosecco.
Yeah. That used to not happen.
No?
And you can buy it on Sundays now,
Yeah.
which used
Instead
to not
of,
happen.
like, Tri-County laws.
Okay, so parting words for anyone thinking about moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma or the surrounding suburbs. What advice would you give? Oh, and then I do have one more question after
Okay.
this. I forgot.
So if you're moving to Tulsa, go out and explore all of the neighborhoods. This is what I tell my clients to do. Like, if you haven't already decided, kind of, if you can drive around the neighborhoods on a Sunday and see what's going on in each kind of area of town. And just, get ready for lots of waves and highs and traffic in Midtown, but your commute you can get anywhere, point A to point B, within 15 minutes
Yeah.
from wherever you are. So that's really going to be nice especially if you're coming from somewhere. My family that moved here from Chicago, she just could not get it. Like, when I said, there's a lot of traffic today, leave early to meet me here. And she didn't even think that was traffic. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think our idea of traffic is completely different.
Yeah. If I have to wait longer than 5 minutes, I'm impatient.
Oh, yeah.
But then if I go to Dallas, I'm like, I could never live here.
I know. I could never live in
Yeah,
Dallas.
that's serious.
Okay, now your real last question.
Okay, my real last question.
Who is a Tulsan that you admire?
Shawnna Hayes. If you don't know Shawnna is the owner of Bird and Bottle, Brambles, all of those restaurants. I met Shawnna a long time ago. She's worked at lots and lots of restaurants around town. But what I love about Shawnna is she loves the city and she loves the people that work for her. When I was in a really not so great spot in my life, she gave me a job, and I have continued to sometimes work on Sundays just for the hay of it because I love her restaurant so much. But during COVID, she went to the community and was like, my staff needs help. And she was raising money for people to pay their bills. When Lowood burnt down, she was the first person that really stood up and said, let's help the servers and the kitchen. And I mean, if there is something going on or if something that's not right, she is the first person to throw her loud self out there and give that opinion. And I just love her. I think that I really think she's going to do big things in the future, and she already has. But
Yeah.
she is like the epitome of what a good person should be. She is the whole package. Love her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Well,
And
thank
she has
you.
great restaurants.
She does have great restaurants. I agree.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this was fun, Sabrina. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here first.
Yes.
Cheers.